All right, here we go. Take it away, Allison.
All right. Oh, hold on a minute. Got it. So tonight's just sort of a really chill. I'm going to go over a couple things with the new incentive, and then I've got a couple different ways that we can, I figure we can kind of do a little 20-minute booking blitz right now. But also, if you guys look down in the chat, I've uploaded a picture of a bunch of hearts with numbers on it. Hopefully you guys can all see that. And I have a great way that if it's not a good time to do the booking blitz right now, do you see it? It says me to everyone. Do you guys see it? Okay. So you don't see it? Right now, I can't even hear anybody at the moment.
No, I've got nothing on my
in
end.
the chat.
I
In
got
the
it.
chat. So you got to go to the chat, and it's a PDF.
Okay, I am taking it right now and I'm posting it
Thank you.
on the link for the event in the Together We're Better group, as well as the link for tonight in the other group.
So
yeah, and sorry, Allison, I mute people while you're talking, so that's why no one was responding.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's another way that we can go about recruiting as well with this picture using this image. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about that as well, because it's a really great way to get people to book parties using that. But first, let's just go over the incentive right now. So the incentive is, I love these incentives because I love when it's sort of smaller little tasks that you can hone in on. Pretty much regardless if it's a trip or smaller incentives, they're always the same. It's about PRV and it's about recruiting. Okay. And so figuring out how you're going to do that and the best way to do that. And the best way to do that is parties to get your PRV. And then with parties, you can always, if you can get people to hostess a party and they have a great party, you can flip them and get them to sign up and get their kit for free, their hostess kit. And then, or they, use the product credit, they can either flip the party and then you not only get, them as a recruit, but they can take the PRV and then you've almost got them to certified there. You've already hit level 1 of your incentive. So it's all about planning, but I still think the main thing is getting people to book parties, while it be, pouch parties, virtual parties, whatever kind of parties you want to do. And today was kind of fun because I don't know if some of you saw, I'm sure everyone put the link, but there's a training that's being done by a bunch of leaders called Back to the Book Basic Training. So I went through a bunch of them today, and I had so much fun because there was stuff you're always learning, as long as you're doing this business. So one girl was talking all about how she does parties and she does them all in her own group. And I was blown away about it. It was really neat because then all those people are already in your VIP group, where right now I probably have 50 different groups on Facebook where I've had parties and had everyone's guests in those parties, but I don't go back to those parties, right? So anyway, but we'll get to that. So the incentive, the current incentive, there's 3 different categories. And the first one is going to be that you get a cool, streaming kit, studio quality microphone, and 25.4 centimeter light ring with an adjustable clip for your phone. So these are great. I have a light ring here that I use. I have it covered in a pillowcase because I wear glasses and I get this big ring on my glasses, but they're great just to get some light where you sit. And then the big thing about the whole incentive is recruiting someone and getting them to certified, which is their 1,000 PRV. And then if you get all 3 different and smaller incentives, then there's the grand prize. And if you guys ever want to see the current incentive, because some people aren't aware where you even find that, is you go to the workstation. Okay, and right on the workstation, you go to incentives. I'm just pulling it up here so I make sure I don't miss a step. So you go right into the workstation, and then on the side, you go into incentive, and then it always, in every incentive, it lays it all out. Then there's a great thing that says track your progress. And I love those because you can see sort of where you're at as far as if you've recruited someone and they hit certified. Okay. And you got to remember, yes, it's awesome. Yes, we get free things, But at the end of the day, we're also, at the end of the day, you're also building your business. You're building your business, which in turn is going to make you money and benefits you. So that's sort of the latest incentive, which is sort of, we call our spring summer incentive. And so the grand prize, I should tell you guys, is I love Vans. I have like a Vans collection, slip-on Vans. So like this was right up my alley, because when they brought out one of the incentives, you could get customized Converse. And I was like excited, but I was like, oh, I wish they had Vans. So then they brought out these Vans, but you get like a 2-piece of Scentsy branded luggage. Their luggage is phenomenal. I have a set, and then $265 in product credit and a pair of custom Vans. Super cool. But you're also growing your team with these different little incentives. So this first incentive that we're working on right now, it just goes until March 31st for the first one, build your team. So I'm guessing incentive 2 will be something like PRV. So like they'll probably be a little bit different, or it might be PRV and get another recruit. So we'll see as they roll it out, but pretty cool as far as that goes. So that's the current incentive. Now, Booking Blitz. So I know for me, I like to know I'm going to get my PRV for the month, and that's where parties come into play. And what a great time to book parties with a brand new catalog. Like this catalog is amazing. So, you know, for your customers that do a party every year, what a great time. The new catalog just launched, so you might as well get right into it. And so booking blitzes are, I have a bunch of verbiage that I put in my notepad here that I can share with you guys in the comments. And then if you want to copy and paste it out of you can hold on a minute. I'm going to copy and paste it in there. And then you guys, if you want, can turn around and copy and paste it onto your notepad or whatever on your computer. And again, I'm not saying that this verbiage is the best. It's just stuff that I found. And then let me just get down here. And then I also kind of outline, like when someone asks me, copy, I will also give them, I will also give them choices. So like some people might, I usually always try to go with a Facebook party, but if they're right away hesitant, then I sort of say, okay, like, you know, we have other great parties that I can do a basket party. I can do a shopping link, just a personal shopping link. I have like one lady that every like couple months asks me for a shopping link, and she just directs all her friends and that to buy off the shopping link. And then when she gets so much on there, then she gets her freebies. So it's just what people are comfortable with. I still like Facebook parties, but I'm also in my 40s and my demographic use Facebook, right? Like, so, but here's the great thing about the training I went through today, that back to basics training. They had a whole segment on text parties, which was amazing. The girl had that whole segment on, you know, doing your parties right in your VIP group, which I thought was neat. They have all about basket or packet parties. Like I call it a basket party, but nobody really comes and gets a basket. It's like a packet party where you go, here's the testers in the book, take it to your friends and family, coworkers, share it, get orders, bring them back to me. I'll put it in as a party. You get the hostess, you know, freebies. Okay. So, so Booking Blitz, we just for 20 minutes sort of take some verbiage that you like and you message people and say like, hey, the new catalog's out. I'm super pumped. There's so many great products. I would love to have you hostess a party. You can get all the freebies. What I do with that graphic with the little hearts across it is I will post that on my social media. So you will post that picture on your Instagram, on your, you can post it on your, you know, Facebook stories, on your VIP group, on your personal page, and say, I really want to spoil my customers, pick a number, okay? Then when they pick a number, this is the important part, then you personal message them, but you want to stay in compliance. You can't offer anything over and above on a personal platform. That's why you personal message them. So when someone messages me and they pick one of those numbers, I send everyone the same message. And I offer them a 6-pack of bars over and above what they get with their hostess credits. Now, we have that perpetual party reward. Now, that perpetual party award you could also use to entice someone in the party to then get a, use the half off, or you'll give that already. If you've already got someone having the party that you said you'll give them a half off, then you might have to comp a 6-pack of bars yourself, but it's worth it because you're going to make that back tenfold. The odd party you're going to flop, but remember, when you say, you're giving them something extra, that's only on a qualifying party. So if they don't hit the 265, they don't get the extra because they didn't make a qualifying party. Okay. But those little, and you can do those graphics. Like I did the heart graphic because Valentine's. In March, you can do like pot of gold with leprechauns. Like you can do them theme every month, but I'm telling you, it works. You get people that right away would never think to have a party, but you've dangled the bait, the carrots in front of the horse's mouth. Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to have a party, but then I'm like, ooh, pick a number because you want to like know what's behind the number. And then they're like, ooh, a free 6-pack of bars. That would be nice. Okay, I'll have a party, because they don't really have to do any of the work. It's getting them to just agree. And then you want to book them right away. That is super important. You don't want to say like, hey, like I'll message you in a couple of days and we'll book it. They'll change their mind. You want to right away say, let's tentatively get down a date within the next 60 days. If you want to even do 30, but if you've got, quite a few you're starting to book in the next 60 days, we can always change the date if it doesn't work, but let's get something penciled in. Very important. Get that penciled in. Okay. Then they've committed. And then, so yeah, so that's sort of Booking Blitz 101, but I do like using those graphics. I find they work well, but I have had booking blitzes that Brandy have done where I just sit and just start texting people, Facebook Messenger text, call them on the phone and be like, hey, the new catalog's out. I'm super stoked. I have a brand new incentive I'm working on. I'd love to, get some parties booked. You don't have to say the incentive. It should never always be for you. It's about the customer getting the free things. But I do have some friend customers and like family where I'm like, hey, help a sister out, and they'll be like, all right, Then some people I'll be like, no, just send them saying like, hey, the new catalog's out. Here's an example. Today I always post in my VIP group, but I post about, okay, I'm bad. I post about once a day in my own page, Something Scentsy, which I probably shouldn't do it that much with content, but I do. But I always I either put like a religious quote again, because I'm religious, or I'll do just like something like today I said, like, it's Tuesday, please be kind to us, and we've had like shitty weather in that. And I posted the dragonfly warmer and I had like 4 women that were like, oh my God, that's stunning. Oh my God, that's stunning. So then underneath that, I said, come on, ladies, let's book some parties and get these free for you. Right. And then I personal messaged each of them. So yeah, Brandy.
Can I chat a little bit on that? So I'm sure majority of you guys have me on Facebook. So I think it was Saturday I started Like It or Love It 0.0. So it was like It or Love It 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. And I just did one for every day till I figured out, holy crap, how am I going to message all these people back? So I've got to take a pause because I'm on 5.0 right now and I've got all these people. So every single person that love it or like it, love it or hate it, I want your honest opinion. I had people saying, love it, love it, love it. And I would love their post. And then I would send them a private message and I would say, isn't that such a beautiful warmer? How about if I gave you that warmer for free? And they're like, what? What do you mean for free? Yeah, you host a party, you can get that warmer for free or half off. And then they're like, oh, absolutely. So I did that with every single one of the people that loved it. And then the people that said they hated it, I still cared. Like I put the little cared symbol on their post because, it's keeping your algorithm up, and you don't also want to look like you're insensitive just because you don't like my product doesn't mean I'm not going to talk to you. And I've booked, I think, 4 parties just from doing that.
Awesome.
So that's another way too, guys, that you're sharing content naturally, getting opinions because you're not selling it, you're sharing, and just to see what they say. So yeah, continue. Sorry, that was my
Awesome. I love that. That's great. Yeah, anything that's interactive, that's going to get people having conversation. And again, it's not about attacking them right off. It's about building rapport and a relationship. So, obviously when you respond, good to hey, how are you doing? Not just jump right to the sale aspect, right? The host and that, but there was some other things too, when I was going through that back to book Bootcamp Basics was, that was neat was, well, it's Rachel Pence, right? Is it Molly? Her name, Rachel? Yeah. So she always does the bingo. So there's a whole video for her on bingo. So what a lot of these boot camps or training, they'll have these training where they have like a whole bunch of awesome consultants who have really neat ideas on selling or recruiting, and everyone has their own, they go live. So you get to watch all these really great training. And so there was this one girl, and she was in England, I think, and her training is, she does do parties, but she does product reviews where she goes live and does a theme. So she'll do an ocean theme product review where she shows a bunch of things that all have the same warmers that are in the same category and a couple scents. And she's people don't even know they're in a party, because she goes live and she starts showing everything and people ask questions and she goes, they don't even know they're partying, but they are, and they order. And she just does it periodically. So that was kind of neat. And then what was the other one that I saw that was really neat? Oh, the one girl got on and she was talking about how she advertises. So she was saying that and I've been lucky enough that we had LTOs from when I started, not as many as we have now, but some of the girls that started way a long time ago were saying that they didn't used to have limited time offerings. They just had a catalog. So for 6 months, you just had a catalog and that was all you advertised. Where now, we have so many LTOs that come out every month, which is, they're saying, is kind of like icing as far as sales go on the cake. And so she was saying she advertises the catalog page by page, describing things in the catalog, starting from information about, all of our fundraising and that, but it was really neat how she does it page by page per day, because that really gets people to really understand the company and what we stand for, what we believe in, and all that, which is building a rapport with people, but also gives them a real insight to Scentsy, which in turn helps with the recruiting. So that was kind of neat. So, but I just wanted to tell you, there's so many great ideas in there that definitely jump in there and check it out, because there's always something new that you pick up and learn, which is awesome. So anyway, what do we got here? 8:55. So I don't know if you guys want to do a 15-minute little booking blitz. We're for 15-20 minutes. Let's go until 8:15, and let's just text people, call people, message people. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. And once you write it once, you can copy and paste it. Okay. So it can be whatever you want. It can be if you've just started, you can be hey, I've just started and I absolutely love these products. I want to share them with you. Would you love to have a virtual party or virtual shopping event? Maybe Molly or Brandy can chime in on, as far as verbiage, what you guys like, if not saying party, what you use.
Yeah, I just right now for the spring products, I'm hey, do you want to host a Scentsy spring fling, and they're gonna be what's that, and I do lots of Facebook parties. I've never liked doing home parties. I always did what I'd call basket parties. Trying to do more pouch parties now, just so I don't have to send a whole thing of testers if they're out of town and I have to mail testers, because shipping is, as we know, just going up and going up and going up. But by making it sound fun and you have to make it sound super easy for them. You just tell them, guys, I do all the work. All you have to do is be the hype girl. All you have to do is hype up your friends and get them excited, because obviously you're excited about Scentsy because you're commenting on my stuff all the time. And by telling them that and by getting them to be the hype girl, they're basically helping sell too. So it's going to be that much easier to transition them to being a consultant at some point, if that's something that they're interested in, which is ultimately the goal this month and next month, to try to get people to join our teams if you're going for the incentive. So if you're showing them how easy it is by, if you're using Visly for Facebook parties, I know Canva has a new platform where you can use Canva to do to do these types of parties too. If you're just handing a basket and they're taking it to work and showing it off to their friends, and then they bring it back and you're like, hey, you were basically doing my job for me. All I do is enter this stuff and I get paid and you get Scentsy. Wouldn't you rather get paid and get Scentsy? And they're gonna be like, because that's what got me. I was having $500 parties every 3 to 6 months. And finally I was like, wait a second. Why am I giving my consultant all this money when I'm doing all the work? Because I was doing basket parties and I was a single mom. And I'm like, okay, I kind of need a second job, but I don't want to put my kid in more daycare. I don't want to be away from him more. So this was just a natural progression. This was like something that really fit. And obviously now it's my full-time job. But, you know, letting them see how easy it is so much more appealing to them. Because if they think they have to work hard at this, if they think that it's like a full-time, you know, job, it's like, no, it's whatever you want it to be. Like, really, I had a conversation with one of my girls last week, and she joined in the fall, and she was getting all like worried about, okay, now how do I do a basket party? How do I do this? How do I do that? I'm like, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. If you want to just do it for yourself, you know, you're deciding that you need some Scentsy, you tell your friends, hey, it's, you know, this, that, and the other thing this time a month, that's fine. You know, just letting them know how easy it can be. It can be as complicated or as easy as you make it. So long story short, I basically just appeal to it being fun, appeal to them getting a whole bunch of stuff, and asking them to just be the cheerleader. All I want you to do is be a cheerleader for your friends. Can you handle that? And we'll do it all online, so you don't have to do any work unless you want, you know, to take it to your work. If I've got a basket of scents here, you can absolutely take them with you. But trying not to use the word party. Think of like anything else like that you could, you know, like I said, spring fling or a hangout, you know, or whatever, like virtual Scentsy hang is another one that I use. Just little easy words. So that way they're not like thinking, oh my God, I have to have a party. I have to clean my house. I have to do all this work. No. I just want you to, when you see my posts, like comment on them, say how awesome this stuff is, tag your friends. Like if I'm Allison's friend, right? And I'm going through the catalog and I see some of our warmers that are, you know, more religious based. I'm going to tag her because I want her to order for my party. And I know that's something she'd be interested in. If I see something that has cats on it, I'm going to tag Brandy because I know that she's in love with her cats. And I'm going to be like, hey, look at this, yada, yada, yada. I mean, it really, all you have to do is just tell them, you know, your friends, all I need is your help getting them excited. Boom. And then they're like, oh, well, if it's that easy. So that's how I do it.
Pretty cool. There was another thing that I learned today was there's an app called Boards, just the word boards. And because I keep all my verbiage for everything on my notes on my phone, and then I copy and paste, but the boards, you can send it with that. And the girl, so I downloaded Boards, but then I went in and in her summary of her parties that she does, you could join Boards for free, and it gave you all of her verbiage. And she had like verbiage for everything about like flipping, about like having a hostess, about like everything to do with, you know, coaching your host. It was awesome. So that was something I picked up today too, that was offered, you know. I love it now because now with like Dropbox and, you know, Canva, like everyone can share stuff they've already done. It's so awesome now when people can, you know, we can all share each other ideas and be able to, it's wicked. So that was cool too, was that Boards thing, because I never knew that. And then the other thing was, which I didn't get too into, I didn't get time, but it was another platform to have parties that's more, I think Molly, it's called like Woza or something. Wheeze. It's got a really weird name. Anyway, and it's like a interactive where you can have your party, but everyone's sort of chatting, but there's like room to like put the posts, but it's like more interactive. There was somebody doing a training on it, but I'd never heard of it before. But I went in and checked it out today and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I'd have to look more into it. The only thing I worry about that is like if people have to download stuff, they're gonna be like, oh, what's one more thing I have to download?
Yeah, so you get a party code, kind of like Visly. So they go on the app and just enter the code and that puts them into the party. But you're right. It's always more technology for some people. I still love Facebook, but I'm still, as I get older and I sell to, people that are younger that don't use Facebook, I still got to figure out how you do that, right? How you're going to work that.
Well, Facebook and Instagram are tied, so
True.
that does help. But
Yeah.
having a ton of Facebook book groups is annoying. I agree.
Yeah, like I have so many of them that I try to go back and close them after a while. So that let me tell you how this one works that she has the party is. Now here's the catch with us being in Canada is she sends everyone a party package that's going to be at the party. So she has smaller parties and she sends them a catalog with a little, with a little verbiage in that. Now the only thing is I was thinking maybe I could somehow do like a Mad Mimi catalog with some party information to each person. Like I would have to figure out how to do it because it would cost at least $5 to send to each person. So if you have 10 people at $5 a piece, there's $50 and you haven't even had the party yet. But it was neat because the party package is the party. Like the people just get the catalog, kind of like a basket party in that, then they're all added to your VIP group. So they're all in your VIP group. And then she just does like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She goes live every Thursday. And then the party ends on, the end of the week. But it was so great because you end up having all those people in your VIP group. And what's great about that is when you do have all those interactive posts and you've got the new guests in there having the party, all your other customers are in there. So the parties are all 10 times more interactive, because you've got everyone that's already in your group commenting. So she was saying how she went from having parties that sometimes were okay to every single one she's done has been like, she's hitting qualified parties. Here's another thing. Now, again, sometimes you like to keep some of your customers separate, but she will take like stuff she advertises during the week. She will, there's other people that will buy in that party and end up making it a qualified party if they're a little short. So, but you have to listen to her talk about it. But there was a bunch of the only thing is in Canada for us to send those party packs to each person was I'd have to figure out some way to do it virtually to each person.
En la maleta.
But then you're not having like a scheduled party where you post all the different products. Anyway, I just thought it was neat, but there's always different things. I mean, I remember meeting this one girl that was from Nova Scotia when I went to Marco Island, and she did her whole business on bingos at this community hall, and the whole community would come to her. They didn't have a bingo and it's a small community. That's all she did was bingos, and they were all Scentsy bingos, and everyone would come to play bingo, and she did her whole business and she earned Marco Island. And she would sell, like she was selling, like it was a crazy amount she sold a year strictly on bingos. It was nuts. So, it's like whatever's your niche that works for you, that you can make it work and sell your business that you enjoy, then do it. People that do scent crates, there's the whiff box, but for years before we had the whiff box, lots of consultants still do themed boxes that they do, or themed bags that they sell every month with a different theme, and that they have people that order them every month. Which is kind of cool. And that's, another way to work your business. There was another thing that I found too. Again, some of these things cost money. It's called gopartyscript.com. And it has all these parties in there. So you do pay a membership. They give you one free to try it. And it breaks down. There's an Excel spreadsheet of every post. And then you add your product content in, but then there's a theme. So like the free one was like, the theme was donuts. So there was like 3 donut games, but it was really neat. But they have like, you go in there and they have a million different theme parties with all the graphics and all the wording. And then it tells you where you're going to add your content for your product for the party. And they're already all planned. So if you got tired or thought, oh, I'm tired of just doing a Visly party that's always the same, because sometimes themed parties are fun. There's places you can go and find and they're already all made for you. And you pay a membership. So I thought that was kind of neat. Does anybody have any questions or? Yeah, Amanda.
So can you just spell out for me how it works when you flip a party? Like you get someone to host a party, you get enough What do they have to sell? And then if they decide they want to join, like, how do they get their kit?
Yeah, so there's two ways to do it. So, so one way is, let's say I already have a whole bunch of customers' orders sitting in the workstation, and I've ended up having $80 in product credit. You can go in there. What you have to do is, first you have to take the party and you have to change the hosts from yourself to whoever is signing up. Okay. And then you go in under the host, under the product credit, and you put hostess kit, and it right away sends an email to your person, and it pays for the kit. It's at $79, $79, Brandy, right? $77. So you have to at least have $77 in product credit, okay? And it sends an email. The customer must fill out the email and sign up just the way you signed up before you go in and close the party. But then you still get all the PRV. All I've done is I've either gifted my product credit for them, or I've enticed them by getting them a more, inexpensive kit for only $77 instead of paying $129 plus tax and shipping. That's one way to do it. So that's where you see people that gift a kit.
Okay.
Then the other way is, so let's say I throw you a Scentsy party, you're the host, and you end up, earning, $100 and some in product credit. And I say to you, you know what, you could totally flip this whole party so that you would not only sign up and get your kit, but you end up getting all that PRV, like as if it was yours. So like, let's say your party was over $500, you would sign up, get the inexpensive kit, and you would hit shooting star.
Oh, okay.
All at once, because there's your 500 PRV. Now, yes, I lose that PRV having the party, but I have rarely signed up anyone that I didn't make that money back, the commission back in their sales, if not tenfold down the road. So it's
How do you
worth it.
do that in the workstation? How does that?
So
how do you
it's
make that
super
happen?
easy. So again, you've already got them as the hostess. So when you go to do the hostess kit, it'll ask you, it gives a big toggle that says, do you want to flip the party? Which means the PRV is all going to them. And then you would say yes.
Okay.
I'm right, ladies, right? That's the gist of it for the most part. It's pretty clear. It's like, it brightens it up so that like you're flipping the party. Someone's getting
You're
the
giving
whole
away
thing.
your PRV. Okay.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you're doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it flips right all to the person. So they get to sign up and they get the PRV, yada, yada, yada. But it's still the same. They get an email that they sign up, but you're flipping the whole thing to them.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'll walk you through it. If you go to flipping a party right on the workstation, it actually has a PDF that walks you through step by step. And I think there's even pictures, but I could also, if you go to do it, help you. But it's pretty user friendly. So yeah, super exciting, super exciting. But I still think when it comes down to incentives and hitting that 2,000 a month, you got to party somehow. Packet parties, basket parties, virtual parties. Figure out what you like and what you're good at and master it, and then duplicate it over and over and build that clientele base. And then you start to get people that have parties periodically. There are people that I always say they're like serial partiers. I have some customers that love to get their freebies, and every year we'll have a party. And I know that. So I know I'm going to get a party from them. It's and then it's the other people that you got to like talk into that decide the last minute, okay, you know what, I'll have a party.
I'm just reading this chat here. So I just want to make sure everybody is under the kind of same idea. So a qualifying party is 200 PRV. So you can sign somebody up under your team. It can be, a flip toast that you're gifting the kit, or that you're gifting the PRV to, whichever. As soon as that person hits 200 PRV, they're considered active. Okay. So then you'll have an active person on your team. When your party, or, if they're hosting a party or just a party in general, hits $265 in Canada, 200 in US, that is your qualifying party. So that's when you start accumulating hostess credits and half off items. When we're talking about people being certified for this incentive, certified to get that 5% extra raise, that's when people are hitting that 1,000 PRV, lifetime PRV. Okay. And not in 1 month, just in their whole total lifetime. And not only are you getting a 5% raise, but right now you would get that person as the one person that is certified for that incentive. So in Canada, how we associate one PRV to $1 kind of thing. Well, States is $1 to one PRV. Canada is one PRV to $1.32. So if you're like, I'm 50 PRV short of 2,000 this month, you literally go 50 times 1.32, and it will tell you, okay, you need $66 more to get that 50 PRV. Does that make sense to everybody that was kind of chatting on the side here?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
Yeah, awesome.
So who's got some stuff rolling? Anybody's got any potentials?
I might.
Anybody's got some bookends? And guys, like if somebody says like, girl, I'm still recovering from Christmas, like, can we do something after the March break? Yes.
Schedule it.
Yes. Schedule it in. So the one thing that I learned working insurance was, who cares what the date is? Pencil them in. It's a commitment. You're going to follow up with that person regardless. Let's say it's March 1st. I'm going to follow up with that person probably, let's say the 20th of February, and just say, hey, Sue, I'm just reaching out, just making sure, we're still on for March 1st. I'm just getting everything scheduled for your party. They're either going to come back to you and say, really sorry, Brandy, like March 1st isn't going to work. Can we do it another day? Okay. You're going to schedule them for another date. Don't ever just be like, no, sorry. It doesn't work. Always have like one step ahead of them. Be like, okay, well, if this month doesn't work, then how about we do April? Is that less of a crazy month for you? Because that's kind of a better month for me too. More than likely, they're going to say, yeah, you know what? That is really good. Let's do it in April.
Yep.
Yeah, Leanne. So it's 10% of your sales. So Leanne says she has $365 in a party and she has 36 in credit. So you would have 36 in credit as well as your 1/2 off item. And then guys, don't forget about that perpetual party reward item that Scentsy gives us for free, because there was many times when I first started with Scentsy that I put a party through and I would totally forget about that perpetual party reward. And I was like, man, I could have really used that on XYZ. Or, guys, Scentsy doesn't tell us how we're allowed to spend that. Like, we use it on whatever. So if you wanted to gift a 50% off every month in your VIP for interaction, if you wanted to use that 50% off to, charge somebody full price for an item that they've purchased, but you use the 50% off because, hey, you're short a little bit of money that month, totally allowed to do that because you're still charging them the correct amount. And they don't know how it's going into the party. They just care that they're getting their product. Yeah. And you can use it, for gifts, for stock, whatever you want to do. That is a free item, free 1/2 off item that Scentsy's giving you. You could even, Leanne, you've got a 50% off item right now. You could use that tonight and give it to somebody who books a party.
Yep.
You can do whatever your heart desires.
Absolutely. Another thing that I think it's important to look at is we all need to take a real good look at last year ourselves with our business and say, okay, what did I do great last year that really worked for me? And what wasn't great, or what do I wish I had done that I didn't? And 2022 is going to look exactly like 2021 if you don't get out of your comfort zone. And I know that's hard to hear, but it is. So if you're like, my business is okay, but I'm not really promoting or hitting that much. If you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, nothing's going to change. You're not going to be any further ahead. You've got to go, okay, you know what? I'm going to look at my business and I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to try to do the hard things, and I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to push. And yeah, I'm going to hear the no's, and yeah, it's going to be scary. And yeah, it's not great, but I'm going to do what I need to do to get where I want to be. Okay. And so, it can be tough sometimes, but that's what, differs the great athletes from, someone that just starts. It's the commitment, it's the dedication, it's doing the hard things. So get on those phone and text and start booking parties.
I just got 2.
Amazing. And then if you book parties and you're like, oh my God, I have parties. How the hell do I do parties? Then reach out to your leaders, and we will help you with Visly and help you get a party scheduled and show you. Because you know what? You're never going to learn until you try. And then once you try and you do it, and then you're going to become the party master, but you've got to start somewhere. So start booking the parties, because then you're going to be forced to be like, oh my God, I got to get these parties scheduled, and we'll help you. So let's do it. Let's make this year the best year as far as how much you've sold. And again, getting to meet new people to put that opportunity in front of them to recruit and share this opportunity. I mean, I still think Scentsy, I think that it's amazing company as far as all the LTOs, and that the, collaborations they're having with all these amazing companies that are only going to keep coming. And I think there's still so much room to have so many more people in this business. I don't think it's overly saturated by any means when it comes to Scentsy. Even in Kingston, I still have people that are like, because I have a Scentsy license plate. Do you know how many people are like, what's Scentsy? And I'm like, I'm like, really? I'm like, it's like warmers and wow. And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh my God, how do you not know? But there's so many people that don't know what it is. So, don't
work like that.
Don't have that mindset that you're like, oh, there's so many people and everyone sells it. And that's bullshit. It really is. That's an excuse. And we love our excuses because it makes things easy to not have to do the hard things. But I'm telling you, there's so much room in this business still. And
I'll have to think, sorry to interrupt, but I know, let me message someone and I'll post it on the page, because Dan was telling us, like, there's a percentage of how many people actually use like Scentsy and have heard of it. Like, he threw out a number at leadership, and I'm trying to remember what it is, but I'll get back to you on that. And it was like shockingly low, like shockingly. And yeah, so getting out there, if you think everybody's heard of it, no, anybody hasn't. If you aren't, well, this will be a whole nother talk, but if you're not branded, like she was just saying, people ask about her license plate. Y'all, I was sitting, this week is not my week. We all know this. I was sitting in line for the car wash for an hour today. And I happened to see some movement. I know, it was ridiculous. It's a gorgeous day. It's almost like 40 degrees here. We're Celsius, or we're Fahrenheit. You guys are Celsius. So I don't know what that equates to by you. Anyway, it was gorgeous. Like, our snow was melting. I loved it. But I'm looking, like, I'm sitting there and I'm working in my car, and whatever, and eating lunch as I'm waiting to get up through the car wash. And I see some movement in my rearview mirror, and I look back, and here a girl is taking a picture of my window, because I have, my Scentsy sticker. And then I had someone on Etsy make for me, it's a little cutout of a camera, and it says snap a pic. Because, people are like, oh gosh, how am I going to remember that, blah, blah, blah. So that just tells them right there, hey, snap a pic of this. And then they're like, oh yeah. So I saw her with her camera. I'm taking a picture of the back of my car. I'm like, yes. So I'm like watching my emails to see if I'm getting an order while she's sitting in the car behind me, and I didn't get anything. But still, that doesn't mean that it's not happening. So letting people know and putting it out there, whether or not it's verbally or on the back of your ride.
crazy. I have a funny little story. I was at a gas station once and this guy who was also pumping gas and he said, "What belt are you?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "What belt?" And I was like, I have no idea what he's talking about. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Your license plate. You're a karate sensei."
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
You should have said black belt.
I was like, "No, like sense."
I'm gonna kick your
I
butt
was
for
like,
not knowing how
"Oh,
to speak.
I
Purple
died.
belt, and he'll be like, "There is no purple belt," and you're like, "Well."
I laughed so hard. I was like, that is freaking hilarious. I was just thought that was so funny. So anyway, yeah, it's one of my funny stories about my license plate. But yeah, and then when my daughter has my car, I'm always like, "Please drive responsibly." I'm like, "I have my Sensi plate on my car. Don't cut anyone off." Cause she's like,
My phone number's on the back of my car. So if like
Yeah.
people are, if I'm like, going crazy and people are honking their horn at me, I'm like, "Oh shit.
yeah.
Oh no."
I bought one of the tire covers because they're on sale for $8 in the workstation right now.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice. I
So
had one.
I'm getting my mom to put my QR code on the back,
Awesome.
Oh, cute.
like Cricut and stuff, whatever she does, the permanent Cricut. But honestly, guys, like, be proud to talk about what you do. You own your own business. Okay. So I was at the doctor's office today. The NP was like talking to me about stuff. What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. I own my own business. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. And I'm on mat leave right now. And, I also work in healthcare and chit chat, whatever. She didn't ask me what I did in healthcare. She wanted to know, "Oh, well, you own your own business and you have 3 kids. What kind of business do you own?" Like, people are nosy. People are naturally nosy. So talk to them, tell them about it, and always have like your business card in your purse or a book, a sample with your information on it, because you never know who you're even going to walk into. And God, I don't know, maybe that nurse practitioner might decide one day, I want to sell some Sensi, or I just want to get my hands on some of that goodness. And you never know. You have no clue where your next rock star is coming from or your next huge order. I had somebody purchase 4 of their, 2 sets of the Lady and the Tramp buddies from their pre-sale. They didn't pre-sale them from me. They pre-saled them from somebody else. And I was like, "Oh, wow. Like, that's crazy." Of course I sent them something in the mail. Of course I spoiled them. You want them to feel important, right? So guys, never know.
Yep.
A family friend of mine who I've known since I was like in kindergarten, she asked for the product brochures with my information on it, and she's like top manager at McDonald's, and she just took like 40 of them and put them in the crew room, and she's been slipping them into like drive-through orders. So
That's awesome.
kind of hoping.
I love it. That's termination right there, but I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's hilarious.
I was
Holy
just
cow,
thinking,
but that's awesome.
ooh.
Even though, but even in lunchrooms, because back in the day, I would always try to, then COVID happened, so you couldn't, but I used to always try to get my testers and books into the teachers' lounges at the schools, because
Yeah.
they sit in there and then, I had nurse friends, and I would have it in the lunchroom at the hospital. I would try to really get stuff places like that where they can sit, and then what do they do while they're having their lunch? They smell the testers. Next thing you know, you got orders. So it's just getting them in there. Now, again, it's been tougher with COVID because of having stuff come in and germs and all that. But I think I think we're getting to the end of that, where where things are going to get back to normal. I pray. So anyway, I won't keep you guys any longer. It's 9:30, so we've been an hour, but work on the booking blitz. And if you guys get 5 parties booked, send me a message and I will I will do something sweet for you. 5 parties. They don't have to be tonight. You got the next week to either try using that heart thing or just start messaging people and get 5 parties booked.
Are they just parties or do they have to be flipped? Could they just be qualifying parties?
Can just be qualifying parties. Flipping
Okay.
is great for you, but that's not, I mean, that's all in the, the hands of the hostess if you can get them to. It's just about having the parties, getting the PRV for you guys, building your business. All right. Molly, Brandy, you got anything to add?
I have a question with us having a big group on here. What would you guys think about, so I'm guest speaking on the 22nd. How would you guys feel about doing a bacon event?
A what event?
It's called Bacon.
I don't know what that is.
Like bacon, like cupcakes and cakes, or like
Oh, like-
bacon like the pig?
Bacon like the pig.
I don't like bacon. It
Well,
actually makes
not
me
what it
really
is.
sick.
We're not actually eating bacon. She's just throwing that out there. Now give them the acronym.
It's called Become a Consultant Opportunity Night.
Oh, where we
So-
invite people out.
Yeah, so it would be anybody that you personally have that has been a VIP shopper for you, a major party hostess, somebody likes to like your posts a lot, somebody completely interested in the opportunity and just not really sure, what it's like or even where to start. Would you guys like to do something like that?
Absolutely,
awesome.
I'm in.
Okay. So I have done this a couple times before. So I've got some kind of stuff put into play here.
How I do it.
Yeah, and let's
What
try.
do you
So why don't we, we know that we have a guest speaker coming on next week to talk about fundraising and how to run fundraisers. So the 22nd will really focus on at least everybody bringing a person to the event. You can bring 2, 3, we're not limited on how many people we can join on our team. The income level here is there's no mountain high enough. So you can invite as many people as you want. And, maybe everybody who brings a person along will get their name in a draw for something pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I think that might be, I just feel like, we are all pretty awesome. We've got our lives together. We've got our business rolling. We've got all this stuff. So let's start 2022 with a bang. Let's get our teams rolling. Let's get making some money. Let's get some promotions, all that good stuff. So if you guys are in, I'm up for the challenge. So
I think it's a great idea. Let's do it.
okay.
That's
So
awesome.
our guest speaker is Denise Stringer Hallam is the person that's coming on for next week to talk about fundraising.
If you
And
want to
then-
send me her name so I don't butcher the spelling,
Yeah, I'll
so
just
when I put in the when I make the event.
I'll just send you her Facebook.
I've had good luck. I've done a couple fundraisers. I did one for a girl at work. Her daughters played rep soccer, and I did a scent circle one. And they went around and sold them all and made the money, and it was awesome. And then I did another one for a family and I did a buddy clip fundraiser, which was kind of fun. Their son had cancer, and everyone bought buddy clips. It was wicked. Now that one I donated my commission because it was a close friend and they were traveling to the States for cancer treatments. But I've had good luck with fundraisers. They're super fun.
Well, this girl was on the refocus,
Imagine whatever. Yeah.
reimagine, all the things
Mhm.
group, and I kind of caught the beginning of her thing, and she really captivated me, and I was like, hey, do you want to come and chit chat with our crew? Because you know, I have had a few of the girls reach out and say, hey, like, how do we do some fundraising? So this girl would be the girl to ask all the questions to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, on that note, my daughter's home, so I gotta go let her in the door.
All right. Thanks so much, Allie, for all your knowledge tonight. Thanks everybody for showing up.
Thanks, everyone.
And Molly, your hair looks gorgeous today.
I
Yeah.
actually did something with it. Yay. You know, those, that brush, that hair dryer brush.
Yeah.
That's all this. It's the best thing ever. I love it.
Is it a
Beautiful.
Dyson? The fancy Dyson?
No, it's the just the Revlon cheaper one, but I love it.
Is it, you have the pink one?
The blue one, like it's kind of like this color.
I have the pink one.
No, they only had the blue in stock, and I was like, I want it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It takes
I
like
freaking love
so
it.
much time off of doing your hair.
My hair, blow drying my hair takes forever, but when I just do like I put the top up and then put the top down, put the bottom down, and it takes me 10 minutes to blow dry my hair now.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's
I
curled like this. I don't even have to curl it. It's just like
As
does
you
all
can see, I took a lot of time to do my hair tonight for you guys. I just wanted to be like extra.
sexy.
All right.
Like-
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All
Bye.
right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Yeah, everybody.